Welcome to a new series. I don't know why she's laughing, because we've taken on a big project here. We're going to be talking about in this series what the ancient teachings call the great work. Mm-hmm. How's the great work defined, Bersaba?
Is to become God in human form, but not the God.
Okay. Glad you clarified
Yes.
that, because I don't know that that's possible. And let me start off with a passage from Psalms 82:6. And it says, "You are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High." Now, if you look at that passage in Psalms, gods is spelled with what? A little g or a capital G?
Little.
A little g, which implies what?
That you're a teeny tiny God.
You're not the ultimate God. Thank God for that. You're not the ultimate God.
No, you're not.
But a lot of people would suggest that that is a possessive. In other words, that you belong to God. But it doesn't say that. It says you are gods with a small g. If it was possessive, it would be God with a big G.
Yeah.
You follow that?
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Well, that's the understanding and the objective of all true alchemical teachings. Alchemy is a spiritual process, and it's turning what into what?
Lead into gold.
And what does that mean specifically?
It means taking something of lower value and transmuting it into something of higher value.
That's right. It's the low consciousness and awareness of low value into the gold of awakening and awareness of higher value. And we can't repeat this too frequently, because repetition is
the second law of learning and transformation.
That's correct. Ultimately, the great work is about becoming a good person.
Yes.
A good person. And you say, well, James, I'm a good person.
No, you're not.
We don't know that for sure. We could have some good people watching. But what does it mean to be a good person? It means to become fully human first, and then to potentially rise above our current level of human experience. Now, that might sound foreign to you. What does it mean, Bersaba, to become fully human first? Aren't you just human when you're born?
No, unfortunately, we're not.
Okay, explain.
Well, I think it's nurture too. You know, it's like if you don't, train a child, discipline a child, then it could turn out worse than an animal.
That's right. Being human is not automatic.
No, you got to work at it.
You know, think about some of the people you know. Are they moral? Are they virtuous? Are they principled? Are they honest? Are they integrous? If no, then they're not fully human, because that's what it means to be fully human. That's what it takes.
Yeah.
If the answer is no on any of those things, morality, virtue, principle, honesty, integrity, then those individuals are operating from an animal nature. Mm-hmm. But then again, we've been told to rise above our animal nature to a higher level of operation. And isn't that what the Christ taught us to do? To rise above our animal nature?
I would hope so. I haven't gotten that far in the Bible yet.
She's still in the Old Testament. You know, I will tell you from the New Testament.
You know better than I do.
The book of John 20:21, he said, as a father, you've heard this, as a father sends me,
so I send you.
So send I you.
So send I you.
So here's the thing that we're going to suggest to you that gets lost so many times in traditional religious thought, is that Christ told us he was the great example, not the great exception. Get the difference? He wasn't an exception. He said, as the Father sends me, so are you sent. So are you to become. So he was the great example. And here's an even bolder quote from the book of John 14:12. He said, whoever believes in me will do all the work that I have done, and they will do even greater things than I have done. Now, would it be wise to go into a traditional religious environment and tell them,
No,
I'm
absolutely
going
not.
to do greater things than the Christ did?
No, you probably don't want to do that.
You probably don't want to do that. You know, you look around and you notice, is this the right time and the right place? But that's what he told us in the book. Look it up for yourself, John 14:12. So when you really study the Christ, he was not telling us to worship him. He was telling us to do what?
To be like him.
To become him.
Mm-hmm.
To become him. Now, this is really far-fetched for how a lot of things are currently taught and communicated. In our secular world, we've lost our primary principles and values.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the question that we ask frequently. Would you rather be a great person, Beersheba, or have a great business?
Great person.
Okay. And you know what? Most, if they're truly honest, would have to admit they'd rather have a great business and all the money and all the accoutrements that come with that, no matter what they say. A lot of times we ask the question and people say, oh, I'd rather be a great person. But you look at their behaviors and it screams the exact opposite. So let us ask you, what would you answer? Honestly. And at the end of the day, there's no value in lying to yourself. At the end of the day as well, the only thing of true and lasting value is that which can never be lost or taken away.
Yeah.
And what are those things, Beersheba?
It's those things that are eternal.
Eternal, exactly. Are any of those things external to
Nope.
you? No, they're all internal.
Mm-hmm.
The eternal is internal. Hopefully you follow that. It's time to get back to fundamentals in our world. One of the main reasons we are where we are and things appear to be so chaotic right now in the world is because we've gotten away from the fundamentals, things which have lasting and true value. There's never been a more important time than right now in turbulent times to invest in your own growth and development, your own mental toughness and emotional strength.
Yeah.
And the most important time to do that is in difficult times, because these are the qualities that will sustain you through the storm.
That's for sure.
So we're going to be talking about this concept in this series, and we bit off a big one here. So hopefully we'll be able to give you some insights and some ideas and some inspiration. Thank you so much for being with us and for tuning in.
Thank you for listening.
And we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.
God bless.